The story of human evolution, a narrative once thought to be written in a single corner of a vast continent, was about to be profoundly rewritten. For much of the 20th century, the map of our origins was believed to be small. The key locations in our distant past were all thought to be clustered together. The consensus was clear. The crucible of humanity was exclusively in the eastern and southern parts of Africa. Major discoveries from the Afar Depression in Ethiopia, the famous Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania, and the limestone caves of South Africa all pointed to this one limited region as the cradle of mankind. But in 1995, a discovery was made that would shatter this long-held certainty. A single fossil was about to question the very boundaries of our ancestral home. This challenge came not from the familiar landscapes of East Africa, but from the remote and hyper-arid expanse of the Jurab Desert, located in northern Chad. The distance from the known heartland of paleoanthropology was staggering: 2,500 kilometers. 2,500 kilometers west of the Great Rift Valley. This simple geographic fact invalidated the dominant theory of the day, the idea that the Rift Valley itself was the geographic engine of human evolution, a barrier that separated our ancestors from their ape relatives. This was no accident. It was the result of the foresight and courage of the mission Paléoanthropologique Franco-Tchadienne. Led by Michel Brunet, this team made a bold choice to search where no one else was looking, venturing into the vast, overlooked Chad Basin. And at a site they designated Koro Toro 12, their conviction paid off, yielding the remains of a previously unknown hominin. In paleontology, when a new species is identified, it is defined by one specific fossil. This is known as the holotype. It's the single, unique specimen that serves as the ultimate physical reference for that species' name and its identity. The holotype specimen from Chad, a partial mandible, cataloged as KT12/H1, was given the nickname Abel. It was a personal tribute, honoring the memory of a French geologist and colleague of the team, Abel Brillanceau, who had passed away. The full collection of evidence grew to include the holotype mandible, a paratype premolar, and several other jaw fragments found in the following years. At first glance, the team cautiously assigned them to the well-known species Australopithecus afarensis, but a closer look revealed a unique signature of traits that didn't quite fit, compelling a formal reevaluation. One of the most critical diagnostic features of a jaw is the mandibular symphysis. That's the line where the two halves of the mandible fuse together to form the chin. Its shape and its angle are key indicators of a species' identity.
You see, most early hominins, including A. afarensis, have a receding symphysis, which means it has a strong backward slope. Abel's jaw was different. It was relatively vertical, almost bulbous in its forward profile, a shape that fell distinctly outside the known range of variation for its East African relatives. The teeth also told a unique story. The canines were large and incisor-like, and the premolars were asymmetric. But the most conclusive piece of evidence was hidden below the gum line. Abel's premolars had 3 distinct roots. This was a significant departure from A. afarensis, which typically has only 2. This combination of traits led to the formal naming of a new species in 1996, Australopithecus bahrelghazali. Determining its age was paramount. Using a method called cosmogenic nuclide dating, which measures the decay of specific beryllium isotopes in the surrounding sediments, scientists established a firm date. The fossil was 3.6 million years old. At 3.6 million years old, Abel was a direct contemporary of Lucy, the famous Australopithecus afarensis skeleton from Ethiopia. This was not a predecessor or a descendant, but a parallel lineage, living at the very same time, yet thousands of kilometers apart and evolving in its own distinct way. An analysis of the stable carbon isotopes locked within the tooth enamel provided a startling look into its diet. The results showed that a staggering percentage of its food came from what are known as C4 plants, the grasses and sedges of an open savanna environment. When you compare this to other hominins, the difference is stark. Earlier species like Ardipithecus relied almost exclusively on forest-based C3 plants. A. afarensis, Lucy's species, was a generalist with a mixed diet, but A. bahrelghazali was a pioneer, one of the earliest hominins to so heavily exploit the resources of the open savanna. This, however, presented a paradox. The isotopic evidence pointed to a diet of abrasive savanna grasses. Yet anatomical analysis showed that its tooth enamel was relatively thin, ill-suited for grinding down tough, silica-rich vegetation. The solution likely lies not in what it ate, but how. Rather than chewing tough, mature grass blades, A. bahrelghazali probably targeted the less abrasive but more nutrient-rich parts of C4 plants. This would include underground storage organs like tubers, the soft pith of sedges, and young, succulent shoot. With this single discovery, the East Side Story, the elegant hypothesis that the Great Rift Valley drove human evolution by isolating our ancestors, was invalidated.
Hominins were clearly not confined by geography. The discovery of Abel opened a new frontier. He was later joined by an even older Tchadian hominin, the 7-million-year-old Sahelanthropus tchadensis. Together, these finds completely reshaped our map of human origins, establishing Central Africa as a vital theater in the story of our evolution. The discovery of Australopithecus bahrelghazali revealed a profound truth. Our evolution was not a localized event confined to a single cradle. It was a vast, dynamic, and continental epic, played out across the diverse landscapes of Africa.